Okay. Anyways, you win some, you lose some. So you have to be a lifetime 1 star, 10 points, and then the hotel, like I said, it's a super nice hotel. And they, if you have 25 elite points or higher, they cover that for the 2 nights, which is super great. And NLC next year is January 29th through the 30th. So you have like half a day training the first day and then a full day the second day. I did hear rumor, I didn't confirm, but I heard next year it's actually going to be in Vegas, not LA. So I'm guessing they're not going to do corporate tour, but that could just be a rumor. So mark your calendars, guys. It's something to push for. I went into NLC, first of all, super excited because I had watched coaches in the past before me go to this, and I was so excited. There was one other coach on our team who qualified to go, but I think she's like 7 months pregnant now, and so she didn't feel comfortable being that far from home. So I kind of went into it honestly feeling sorry for myself because all the coaches I had seen who had gone had people from their team and they had friends there, and I just was like, I'm not going to know anyone. This is going to suck. And I was actually really thankful because I heard Kinsey say that elite premier coaches had saved seats up front. So in my head, I was like, okay, even if I have no friends, at least I have like an assigned seat. So I'm not like awkwardly like, can I sit next to you? So we arrived a day early, just so that we weren't rushed, we as in me. And I made a post on the NLC group. They create a Facebook group with all the other coaches going. So this year, I think there was 402 coaches that qualified. I don't think all of them were there. And I ended up having 3 people that were like, sure, we'll share a room. And it was like the biggest blessing. Everyone's like, you're sharing a hotel room with people you don't know. And I'm like, yeah, they seem nice on Facebook. Like they all have kids. So I don't think they are crazy. They're probably not murderers or anything. So it'll be great. But it was really cool because all of them also had no other, well, a couple of them had coaches, but most of them had no other coaches on their team. And it was so cool to talk with them about what they're doing in their team and what they're doing in their business, because we have a great upline, but we don't really have like a famous upline like a lot of other teams do. And so other uplines are running their businesses different ways. So it was really cool to like talk about what they're doing, and brainstorm with them. And so from there, I had those 3 ladies and there was a couple. So there ended up being like a group of 8. And I will say it honestly was like the biggest blessing that it was just me, because it like pushed me out of my comfort zone and I got to like meet so many people and talk to so many people. So I just want to encourage you guys all, like, do what you got to do to get there next year. Um, and the funny thing is, I feel like I didn't learn anything that was mind blowing. Like I expected, I'm like, I'm going to show up. They're going to give us all the secrets of how they're like the top coach. Like this is when we find out what they're actually doing. And it wasn't like that at all. But I would say in the best way possible. I'm going to refer back to my notes so I don't forget. The biggest thing that I took away from it was I kept thinking, like, why not me? Like, why could I not be where they are? One of the people that was there was at NLC last year as a guest, and she this year is a top 10 coach, and she was speaking on stage. And I was just like, if her, like, why not me? Like, she has nothing different than I have. She's just put in the work and been super consistent, and helped her team grow. So for me, that was like one of the biggest takeaways. Like if she was there 365 days ago where I was, and now she's up on stage, like there's no reason that I can't be there. So there was a few things Lindsay Matway, no, not Lindsay Matway, Melanie Mitra was a speaker. Kelsey Hill, who was the one that last year was there, and then this year is top 10. And then the other one, her name's Sammy, and her last name starts with a G, can't remember it. Those were 3 speakers. So they like spoke each day on a different topic. And a lot of the things were really like star diamond focused, but there were some things that I thought anybody on this team can really start utilizing, and help this benefit in their business. So the first thing that they talked about was utilizing a tracker, and a tracking system. So whether that's the Moira planner, the Success Club system, like having a tracker that you follow, Kelsey said this, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so true. She said, if you're not tracking your business, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. You need to be tracking your business, and you need to be making sure you're doing all the things. She's like, I can sit there and be like, I just rocked an amazing power hour. I just sent all the invites. And she's like, and I look back and I sent 4. She's like, you have to be tracking in this business and make sure you're really doing the work. So that was like a really big moment, because I'm like, it's so true. Like, I felt like so long in this business, I just kind of like went through the motions. But now that I like write down how many invites I sent, and I write down my trackers, it's so much easier. Am I cutting out for anybody else? No? Okay. Okay, I'm like not really reading the comments because I get distracted, but I saw that. It is being recorded too, so if it cuts out, we have that. So another thing that Kelsey talked about, she really talked about Instagram and social media, which it was kind of funny as she was talking. She was like, I know you guys are gonna look me up on Instagram, and I actually got like, my page got taken down. Like, they thought her page was hacked, and her Instagram page was taken down like the day before NLC. So it's back up and running, but she was like, kind of funny, I'm speaking about social media and my social media is down. But one thing she said that I was like, this is so true. I think as coaches, we're like, okay, let's throw up a pretty picture in this little caption. But she's like, no, you need to ask yourself before you post, is it are you doing one of 3 things? Are you inspiring? Are you educating? Or are you motivating? She's like, don't just throw up a post with a cute picture and this little caption. Like, you need to be adding value. You need to be inspiring. You need to be educating. Like, there needs to be value to your post so people want to come back and follow you and continue to come to your page because they're getting something out of it. So that was a couple things about like that she said that really were good takeaways for me. Melanie Mitchell, if you guys don't know, she was like the top coach, I think 6 years in a row, like the #1 coach in the network. And the past 2 years, she's still been top 10. And her biggest success and thing that she said she thinks makes such a difference is she's so organized and such a planner in this business. And so she went over her like strategizing and how she maps out her month. And for me, it was like, I've heard this a million times, but I felt like it clicked because I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about coaching this week and I'm going to talk about challenge groups next week, but like, I need to be more specific. So she sat down, she had the month, and she was like, okay, let's say, let me just grab my calendar. I think it'll be easier. So, well, this is awkward. The Moira's is like blank, but she's like, let's say my challenge group starts on this Monday here. She's like, I need to make sure that people are signed up 1 week before my challenge group so that they can get their shakes in time. So she's like, I'm not going to start talking about my challenge group 3 days before they need to sign. I'm going to give myself, 7 to 9 days before that. So she maps out, my group starts here. They need to have ordered by here to join. So I'm going to backtrack, however 7 to 9 days and start sharing about it. Same with coaching. Like, if I have a sneak peek this day, I need to be talking about it at least a week to 2 weeks before. So she really sits down and she looks at the launches. And I shared that in the Fit Faith Fierce team page, a little bit of like a sneak peek of the upcoming program. So if she's going to be launching, 10 rounds, she's going to say it launches this day. I need to start talking about it this day, and really just plans so that it's not like, oh, I have a challenge group starting in 2 days. People need to hear it usually 5 to 10 times before they're willing to join. So if you're continually talking about it and you have enough time to plan, then you're going to get more people. So I was like, I need to be better about really like strategizing my posts, because I think that's one area that I like self-reflected I could work on. Okay, so Doug Moss, which is one of like the corporate Beachbody, I don't know his exact title, but each corporate mentor came on and spoke, but something he said that I loved, he was saying, help new coaches focus on the mission statement of Beachbody. It's so easy to have them do this and do this and do this, and they get overwhelmed. But if they focus on the mission statement, which is, don't worry, I had to look it up too, help people achieve their goals and live a healthy, fulfilling life. If you help them focus on that, a successful business will follow. Now, it's so easy to overcomplicate this business. But if you're working on yourself and hitting your goals and you're helping others do that, that is as simple as it needs to be. He said, complexity is the enemy of execution. People overcomplicate this business and then they feel overwhelmed and they fall short. If we keep it simple and we help our coaches do the same, that's where we'll see our team grow, and that's where we'll see our businesses grow. Okay, so everybody, does everyone have their phone on them? I want everyone to do me a favor. I want everybody to find a picture of the people you love most in the world. So take a minute, picture of your favorite people. Okay, and then once you find it, I want you guys to show it to the camera. I couldn't find a picture of John and Bella, but just picture Bella's in there too. So everyone show it to the camera. Please tell me Sky's in there, Michaela. I can't see it. Yeah, Okay, so everyone's got it? Mental picture, if not their phone? Okay, so look at the picture now. The next time you don't want to do your power hour, picture looking at them and saying they are not worth it. Let that sink in, because when you're saying you don't have time for your power hour, you don't have time to work this business, that's what you're saying. You're saying they're not worth you showing up now and putting in the work so that you can change their life. So for me, that was like huge, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to skip the power hour one day. But really, it's momentum in this business. So the days that you say you don't want to, that's really what you're saying. You're saying they're not worth it. They're not worth putting in the work and showing up every day to have success. So I want you guys to remember that. Oh, look at that picture. Little baby Scarlett. I love it. So when he said that, I was like, holy crap. Like, I got all emotional. I was like, well, first of all, where's a picture of Bella and John? But I was going to hold up a picture of just Bella, and I was like, oh, I should probably show John too. So, but with that, this business, guys, it will get hard. This business is very simple, but it will get hard. There will be the days that you don't want to, that you don't want to show up, that you don't feel like working the business, or you hit a wall in the company. You feel like you've been inviting, and nobody's saying yes, and you feel like you're hitting a wall. You get discouraged. It's going to happen. People are going to question your integrity. Someone's not going to like your message and say something bad. Like, we've all been there. And those are the moments where you really are going to have success in this business if you keep pushing forward. Kristen mentioned this on our team page, but she said that they did like a study, and I don't remember if there was a percent, but she said most people quit right before they have success in things, especially I think in this business. They work so hard and their momentum is building, and they quit right before their success takes off. And I think that I see that so often, and it makes me so sad, because I'm like, if they just kept showing up, if they just kept doing their best and doing the things, they would see success. There's been so many times in this business where I'm like, why am I doing this? But I knew, like, I genuinely knew I would have success and I could do it. And that's what kept pushing me forward. And that's what you guys need to remember. You need to remember you have what it takes, and you have people that are counting on you to show up. So those were my main takeaways. And the last thing I just want to say is, I don't remember who said it. I didn't write who the quote was, but it was one of the 3 guest speakers. They said, believe you can lead, believe you can mentor, believe in yourself. Those are the biggest things you need to remember in this company. Believe in yourself. You can do hard things, guys. And on the hard days when you don't want to show up, have an accountability buddy that you can reach out to and just say, hey, I'm struggling. Can you make sure I get my power hour in today? No excuses. 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I started waking up extra early, and I hate mornings, but I'm like, that's the only time I can do my power hour on the days I work. So find a way to make it happen and do it, guys. If anyone has any questions, I'm going to read the little message thread, and then if anyone has one in a second, we can unmute. Let's see. Is it always end of January? Yeah. Yeah, Erin, I think it's kind of like the Success Club trip where they always have, well, wasn't mine in February? I think mine this year is in February, but this year I think it's end of January. Sorry if you guys weren't able to hear me. Anybody have any questions? And yes, we can totally get a group photo. If anyone has any questions, you can totally unmute yourself.
Can you say the mission statement again?
Yeah, it is help people achieve their goals and live a healthy, fulfilling life. What's the name of the leaders on Insta? Okay, let me look them up. Okay, so Melanie is just, oh, let me type them. That'll probably be easier. There's Melanie's.
Did you say that you have till December 31st to lock in 1 star to get?
Yeah,
to
you have
NLC?
till the end of this year to lock it in, which is really great. Okay, so Kelsey's is K L Fit, and then I can see if I can find Sammy's. To be honest, I've never really clicked on her.
It's Short Girl Fitness, kind of.
Oh, what is it?
Short Girl Fitness.
Would you mind typing it in the message thread? Thank you. I'm like, that's one I haven't really clicked on before. I mean, I'm sure I probably have at one point, let's be honest. But does anybody else have any questions or anything? Is it letting you type in there, Katie? Oh, wait, you're muted.
Yes, I'm just making sure I'm typing it right.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're good. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Anybody else have any questions? I mean, there was so much information, and I'm planning on doing like a diamond call with like a little more in depth. But I think sometimes some of the information was kind of, oh my gosh, Short Girl Fitness, that's hilarious. It was like a little more too in depth to worry about right now. Right now, as you're starting out and getting towards diamond, your goal is just to, help people get started right. Anybody else before we hop off? Oh, and we need to get a group picture. Jessica, did you get a group picture? Or do you need to?
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
So I'm wondering, you mentioned the post should be inspiring, motivating, educating, and I mean, I'm assuming obviously that's our post that we do 7 days a week. We're kind of told to only do 20% business posts. But I don't know, just do you have like a couple ideas of, I don't know, I mean, just kind of like a brainstorm of when we're doing things that are personal, like how do we make it inspiring, motivating, and educating?
Yeah, so I try and do a variation. I think sometimes people, when all their posts are super wordy and really long, I'm like, I don't want to read this. So I try and like once or twice a week, I just do like a super casual, like just get to know me post. So like I did the one of me like tripping over the hurdles as like a throwback Thursday. That was not Beachbody related, but I just wanted people to like see the real side, the embarrassing side of me. Or like when I was at NLC, I did a picture of me eating Chick-fil-A and I was like, hangry McKenna came out, like no worries, she got her food, she's good. So I think sometimes it's just real life. There doesn't have to be that like in depth. Thanks, Michelle. I was like, that was so embarrassing. But I think sometimes like when it comes to your workout posts, like I used to like, when I first started coaching, it's so funny. I look back at my posts and it's like me holding my shake, like every picture, or got my workout in. So it's like, try and tell a story. So like, if you don't feel like you have much to share, maybe just share like, today I really struggled. I didn't want to work out, but I knew if I showed up and I gave myself 30 minutes, like that would be all it took to change my mindset. Or honestly, I hated the whole workout. It sucked the whole time, but I'm so glad I did it. It doesn't have to be super in-depth all the time, but I would just say maybe a little more storytelling. Or everyday life, you can always just do like sprinkle in coaching or the challenge groups. Like I'll just post like a day in the life or whatever, or something small. And maybe at the end I just share like, I'm so thankful, like, because for me, coaching has helped me cut back my hours in the salon. So I might just say like, I'm so thankful that I'm able to run errands on a Monday when most people are at work, and I can, get my errands done when there's not a ton of people here. So they don't have to be super complex. If you need like specific post ideas, Motivation Monday is always good. A motivational quote or a motivational post. Transformation Tuesday is always good. Kinsey and Fired Up just made a album with transformation photos, and those are, you guys can share. So it can be your transformation or someone else's. I always like doing Women Crush Wednesday and giving like someone on my team a shout out, or my team as a whole. I think that's a good way to talk about coaching. Thursdays, I like to do like either Thirsty Thursday where I share a recipe, or Thankful Thursday where I talk about something I'm thankful for. Fun Fact Friday, I've done in the past, which I think is fun, just to share something random about me. I had a couple people say they really liked when I did that. Flex Friday, of course. Saturday, you can always talk about like Saturdays in our challenge group. People update their stats. This is what we're seeing. So those are just a couple ideas. I think there might be some calendars somewhere with post ideas. But they don't all have to be super in-depth wordy, but I think there needs to be some, there needs to be some that add value and that are inspiring, and just, they're not just surface level. Try and go a little deeper, like how are you feeling? Or maybe share how you felt before Beachbody, and how, there's the feel felt found, where like I used to feel that, I couldn't work out at home because I wouldn't have motivation. Or I felt, now I'm having a brain fart. And then talk about how you felt, like that would be the like, I didn't think I could do it. And then the found is like, but what I found was with my accountability groups, that's kind of a template when you're trying to share a story, like how you used to feel before Beachbody, how you felt in it, and what you found, if that helps. So they don't all have to be wordy, but I want to just challenge people to just dive a little deeper in your posts. Thought it was a meme.
There's in November, McKenna posted a like a list of each day post ideas that I still go back to when I'm struggling and trying to figure out a post idea. So I'll go back to that and see if there's anything in there.
Yay, good. And on Facebook on your phone, on the right hand side, there's like 3 dots, I think. You can click that, and then one of the options is save post. You can just save it. I have like a album labeled Beachbody, and then I like save things, and I try, in some of the mastermind leadership groups I'm in, that's where I share a lot of the graphics and stuff with you guys. If I find stuff that I think is really helpful, I try and share it with you to use. And I think a lot of the like Star Diamond coaches are a part of that group. So if you're not on our team page, reach out to your coach. We'd be happy to share. Yeah, who's gonna be there next year, guys? Like, I want to hear. Ooh. I'm like, I'll be there next year as a speaker. I totally want to be there. It is so cool, guys. It was the first, like, I went to leadership with Kinsey, and I was like, oh, I'm a +1. So it was like exciting, but I was like, I feel like I kind of earned it. You had to be 1 star. But for me, the thing that I noticed most about NLC is it was like, I freaking deserve to be here. And like Beachbody is honoring us, and it's a small group, and like the trainers are just like walking around, and there's like photographers walking around, and it's like this intimate group of like leaders, where it was like the first time I felt like I got some street cred. Beachbody's like honoring me. It was so cool. Like, it should be everyone's goal to be there. I don't think I can go. Well, it is usually, oh dang, it's Thursday, Friday.
No. If it's those dates, I think it's going to be finals week, and my admin will not let me out. Keep me chained to my desk.
I did hear though, I think like that around that time next year, there's like a bug going around. You might just be sick. I don't know. No, it is kind of a bummer.
If it's great at the end of the semester, like if I leave my kids, they'll like freak out and we'll all fail.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
My busiest week of the year.
This year it was like in February, and I felt a little overwhelmed. Like, I even told John, I was like, I'm thankful I have a flexible schedule, because we had Diamond Retreat in January, NLC, and then Punta Cana next year. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So we've talked about the Diamond Retreat next year being maybe towards the end of the year instead of in the new year, to kind of help with like vacation time and stuff. So, but I hope you guys are all pushing to be there and pushing in your business. And I hope that there was a little nugget of information that was helpful to you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on. And if you have any more questions, you guys can always message me. Jessica, did you get a good group picture for me? Or no? Okay, everybody smile.
Good.
Okay, thanks.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
On hard hitters in the albums, there's a whole section of like daily posts for social media.
Perfect. Yeah. And if some of my coaches aren't in hard hitters, if you message me, I can add you. Sometimes it's overwhelming. So if you guys aren't in it and you want to be, just send me a Facebook message. And I'll add you. I just know being in 3 team pages can be a little sometimes, so I don't like to overwhelm people. So, okay, guys, I hope you have a great night. Thanks for joining.